Hi guys, 10 new scents for November from Candles by Victoria, and I've got them in my hot little hands to review for you guys. Now, I was in town when these arrived, so I have not had a chance to sit down and really smell these, but the box was open and sitting on the counter waiting for me because Ashton was here when they arrived, and from what little bit I saw on Facebook, she loved every one of these. So my first impressions are going to be heard right here, right now, on camera. There is no sale for this month. This is an extremely busy time of the year for Victoria, so sales will probably be held off now until after Christmas. But the CBV Victoria code for 10% off is good all year, every year. So you can still go ahead and use that. I'm going to dive right into these because I'm as anxious to smell them as you are to hear about them. Mrs. Claus's Kitchen. Now I keep glancing down. That's because Victoria sent the scent descriptions for all of her reviewers, so I will be reading to you from that. Mrs. Claus's Kitchen says, Mrs. Claus has been busy cooking up yummy goodies in her kitchen. Top notes of pumpkin, pecans, and maple. Middle notes of mulberry, cranberry, and spiced yams. And this is really good. The first thing I smell is the pumpkin pecans. It smells like Victoria's pumpkin pecan waffle scent, if you're familiar with that. But imagine if you were mixing up the waffle batter and tossed in some dried cranberries. That's kind of what I get out of this. And then there is just a hint, a very minimal hint of cinnamon. There's actually a little bit of cinnamon, I believe, in most of these this time around, which I happen to love. I'm a huge cinnamon lover, but none of them are overly spicy. Yeah, this is yummy. If you're a bakery lover, especially someone who likes pumpkin pecan waffles, definitely give that one a try. I'm sorry, you might catch me sniffling or whatever a little bit here. I've had a head cold for a while. Kris Kringle, a sweet holiday cookie with a caramel candy kick. So good. And it is. Now, typically, caramel used to be a very, very hard scent for me to detect, but in here, that's the strongest note. Now, and I do get just a little hint of cookie in the background, so it smells like, to me, like a caramely cookie, which I guess is what it's supposed to smell like. That's really good. Bakery fans, this is another one you're going to love, I think. Silent Night, sweet peppermint, vanilla, buttery caramel with a hint of pine. Now, when I first read this, I'm thinking to myself, how the heck do peppermint, caramel, and pine, how could they possibly smell good together? But they do. They really do. And I am not a huge, huge peppermint fan, but the sweetness from the caramel in here, and then that little, it is just a hint of pine. It's not overpowering. This is excellent. Another, if you're a fan of scents like Cold December Night, you're going to like this one. And this is another one of those scents where I know at this time of the year where a lot of us do end up getting head colds and the flu and we're congested. A lot of us like to melt Victoria's scents to help with that congestion. And this is another that's going to be excellent for that without smelling medicinal. Santa's Whiskers. Top notes of vanilla, caramel, and cream. Middle note of buttery sugar cookie, followed by a hint of sweet cinnamon. And I do smell the sugar cookie immediately, but it's toned down a bit. The cinnamon in here is a really nice cinnamon. It smells very, very, you know, bakery cinnamon always has that extra sweet note, and if you smell it or you've sprinkled it on your toast and you kind of inhale it a little bit and sometimes it makes you want to sneeze, that's the cinnamon I'm getting out of this. This is another one that bakery lovers are going to love, especially if you like the smell of cinnamon. Christmas Cranberry Cider. Rich top notes of spice and apple mulled cider, middle notes of sweet cranapple and cranberries, and a bottom note of juicy strawberry. Now, as soon as I took the lid off of this, I could immediately smell the strawberry and the cranapple. Again, a little hint of cinnamon, but it's minimal. And if you're familiar at all with Victoria's cider scent, that's very easily detected in here as well. This is really nice. There are just certain scents like cinnamon, like nutmeg, you know, some of those that I at least associate with Christmas whenever I smell that kind of stuff. There is not a scent in this box that does not smell like Christmas to me. They're great. Oh Holy Night, frankincense, cedar, sugared spruce, pine, and sweet cinnamon. Now this is another one. I'm kind of thinking pine and cinnamon, but they smell really, really good together. Sugared spruce is the first thing I pick up, and then I do get that little bit of a sharper pine note in the background. Now, but it's not overpoweringly sharp. There is a difference between sugared spruce and pine. The sugared spruce obviously is sweeter, and the pine smells more like if you would break a bough right off of a tree. This is really good. Another one that I think I'm going to really enjoy. Cowboy Christmas. Now, this one I basically knew what it was before I even opened the container or read the scent description. This is a mix of leather. Well, actually, I should read the description to you. It says, "My cowboy loves his leather. Rich leather top notes followed by a hint of cedar and a citrus orange spice." And this is really, really good. If you're a fan of Victoria's leather scent or just leather in general, this is one that you are definitely going to want to try. Now, even though it says cedar, which I don't normally associate so much with Christmas as I do like spruce and, you know, balsam and that type of thing. This smells like if you would walk into a leather shop or a tack store or so, and they had a real live Christmas tree decorated and standing in the corner next to the jackets or the saddles. That's what this smells like. And then there's just the barest little hint of orange in there, which adds this really nice extra unexpected note. Drunk Elves. The elves have been working hard in Santa's workshop, and I think they have been enjoying some Christmas cheer. Sweet eggnog, cinnamon, cream, and buttered rum. Now this one, as soon as I took the lid off, I immediately smelled the butter rum. Now I love most of Victoria's scents that have the rum note in them, and this is another of those that I really, really like. Smells almost butterscotchy. Like if you've ever had butter rum lifesavers, I get that out of here. And then that eggnog, I can smell almost equally as strong. It's a little bit lighter. This is really good. This smells like a really rich, creamy, almost thick eggnog. This one smells like I could take a bite out of it and enjoy every bit of it, even if it is wax. Santa Baby. Top notes of baked apples with a cinnamon sugar strudel. Middle notes of sweet cranberry relish, followed by a hint of piney spruce. Amazing. Now, seriously, I mean, who would think that pine and all of these different fruit scents or spices would mix well together? I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table and therefore shaking the camera. This is seriously incredible. This is so good. I think this might be one of my favorite ones out of the box, actually. If you're familiar with Victoria's Christmas Memory scent, which happens to be one of my favorites, it smells slightly similar to that, but a little bit more, that pine note just gives it an extra little kick. Imagine a Christmas tree strung with ropes of cranberry garland. You know, did you ever string cranberry on string when you were, you know, everybody's strung popcorn, but around here, cranberries are a big thing, so a lot of us have strung cranberries, and that's what that reminds me of, is cranberries strung on a Christmas tree. And last, but certainly not least, is Christmas spruce, and I just have to locate it on here. So it's the Christmas time favorite, is all about the sweet smell of sugared spruce, orange, and cinnamon. And this is another that is absolutely incredible. The orange and the cinnamon do something to that pine. It's like, or sugared spruce actually in this one. I'm sorry, can you hear my stomach growling? I don't know. Most of these scents, like I said, they're all like old-fashioned, childhood memory-inducing scents. At least that's what I'm getting out of them. This one reminds me of when my mom would, you know, people didn't have potpourri and all that fancy stuff way back when I was a kid. So a lot of times she would throw cinnamon sticks and maybe once in a while some clove and orange peels and that kind of thing in a pot on top of the stove, and scent the house that way. So if you can imagine that while you're decorating your Christmas tree, that's what this smells like. So that's it for now, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Victoria, thank you so much for including me as one of your reviewers this month. There is not anything in here that is not going to be loved. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.